the scariest thing is? To not know your place in this world. To not know why you're here. It's just an I almost gave up hope. There were so many times I questioned myself. Killed all those people. But I found you. So many sacrifices. Just to find you. Great. Now that we know who you are, I know who I am.
Thank you for helping us till now.
I'm not a mistake. It all makes sense. In a comic, you know how you can tell who the arch villain's going to be? He's the exact opposite of the hero. And most times they're friends like you and me. I should have known way back when. You know why, David? Because of the kids. They called me Mr. Glass.
Welcome, fellow gamer Pothead, your pal Puttyman here, and today I'm doing my official review for Glass. This is the new M. Night Shyamalan movie starring Bruce Willis, James McAvoy, and Samuel L. Jackson. Now, if at any point you do like this review, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and make sure you hit the little notification bell and become part of the notification squad. Now, my first part of the review will be the non-spoiler review. It will not contain any spoilers from Glass. I will just basically be talking about plot points that they talk in, the bio, not plot points, but just the general plot of things that won't spoil anything for you. Now, I will state that stating that will bring spoilers for both Unbreakable and Split. In that case, I have to explain one other thing. Do not go see this movie if you have not seen either Unbreakable or Split. This is a trilogy movie, just like being in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Unfortunately, I don't feel Glass stands alone. You need to see Unbreakable and Split. So with that, I will be talking about spoilers for both Unbreakable and Split in the non-spoiler review for Glass. Just because I will be going back on characters that will be brought up in the other movies. And I also will be going back on some plot points or plot holes that I feel need to be fixed, or I will state that we'll go back into when I go into the spoiler review. So let's get started. First and foremost, the main stars I feel like are well, let's start off with the first stars of the first movie, which is Unbreakable. We have Bruce Willis as David Dunn, Samuel L. Jackson as Elijah Price, and then Spencer Treat Clark as Joseph Dunn, which is the son of Bruce Willis' character David Dunn. Now, in the first Unbreakable movie, Samuel L. Jackson plays a character named Glass, or Mr. Glass. That is actually why they made this movie. The first one, Unbreakable, was based on the David Dunn character, where he's basically indestructible, and Mr. Glass was the Joker to his Batman, basically. So in Glass, we actually see these two reoccurring characters return. Now, James McAvoy would be the new one in the list. He was actually the star of the movie Split and plays Kevin Wendell and a bunch of other names. We're going to be knowing him as the Horde, and the reason is because if you haven't seen Split, then you're not going to understand. He plays multiple personalities of a serial killer. if you haven't seen Split, then unfortunately that's a spoiler for you. But unfortunately, that's basically what Split is about anyway, and that's what the whole target was for him being a serial killer. So the whole premise of Glass is about superheroes in the real world. That's where we bring in characters like Spencer Treat Clark, which is the son of David Dunn, Bruce Willis' character, which he plays Joseph Dunn. Then we also have the mother of Elijah, aka Elijah Price, aka Samuel Jackson, which is Charlene Woodrow, Elijah's mother. She's returned in the movie to, of course, play as Elijah's mother. Then, of course, we have Anna Taylor-Joy, who plays the character of Casey Cook. Casey Cook was the person that was a victim of James McAvoy's character in Split. So basically what's happened is, based on these characters, it's the whole premise of real-life superheroes that are being told by the character played by Sarah Paulson, called Dr. Ellie Staple. She's trying to convince these characters that they are not superheroes, that what they are doing is just all in their head, and it's not clearly superhero abilities. Now, with that, I'm going to state, as far as the movie, I enjoyed the movie. The reason I enjoyed it is because I like Unbreakable and I like Split. I found plot holes in both Unbreakable and Split, and I feel Glass does have a few plot holes, but if you watch them together, it does fill in some stuff. Some things are still not filled in my eyes, which I will go into the spoiler review talking about that. And also, I do want to go into the whole idea of why this exists. What's M. Night Shyamalan's intentions when it comes to this movie? So I will state this. If you have not seen Unbreakable or Split, do not go see Glass. You need to see both of those movies. Go rent them. With that, though, I will state that once you've seen those two, Glass can be an enjoyable feature. I feel that you are going to get the style of M. Night Shyamalan. Like I said, one plot hole that I did not feel was answered was something that I had a problem with, which came into Bruce Willis's abilities on Unbreakable. And I will go into that into the spoiler review. If you're not understanding what I'm talking about, go watch Unbreakable, think about it, and if you don't get it, then come back to here after you've seen Unbreakable, Split, and Glass, and watch my spoiler part of this review, so I can explain better what I feel is a plot hole on Unbreakable, and still is something we need to talk about. But anyway, as far as the movie, if you like Split or Unbreakable, either one of these movies, you're going to like Glass. If you like one or the other, I still think you're going to like Glass, because at least it has a tendency of being what you had in the other ones. Honestly, I think you're going to like Glass better if you loved Unbreakable. If you did not love Unbreakable, but you love Split, then you may not like Glass as much. I feel that Glass leans way more towards the Unbreakable side of story theme more than Split does. Even though you do see a lot of points of what Split was about, but not as much as you're hoping for. But again, I don't want to go into detail until the spoiler review. So I will state this: if you like Split and you like Unbreakable, then definitely see Glass. You're going to enjoy it. You will have questions, and that's definitely something we can talk about in the comments below. So with that, I want to go ahead and stop the non-spoiler part and go into my spoiler review. So here is your spoiler warning popping up on the screen. Boom, boom, boom. Spoiler warning. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so now that you've seen the movie and you understand it, or at least you caught interest and you don't want to see the movie, you still want to spoil, doesn't matter to me. One plot point I always felt was bad was David Dunn's character when it comes to his abilities, okay? Now, if you remember, the first time that he recognized his abilities, or truly recognized his abilities, was during the bus crash, or not the train crash. And during the train crash, he was the only one to survive. No broken bones, no scratches, nothing. Here's my problem. He also has the ability to touch people and see when they've done bad things. Why is it that this was never addressed prior to that? I thought maybe it was kind of like, like the X-Men equivalent of only happens at a very stressful situation, and that's why I thought the train thing would have been the stressful situation to bring on his powers. But then this movie Glass broke that, because there is a drowning situation as him as a kid that he looks back on, and that should have triggered the abilities. And I mean, a lot of people talk about the plot holes about him forgetting he's sick. I could ignore that. But for him not to know about his other ability outside of being unbreakable, That's a huge, huge plot hole that was not even answered in this movie. But then there's the twist that I love that M. Night Shyamalan did. For example, James McAvoy's character, aka Kevin Wendell, his multiple personalities are there to protect him because his mother was abusive towards him, and that all stems from his father not being there to protect him. What happened to his father? Well, his father left him, and in this movie explains what happened. He didn't leave him. He was actually on the same train as Bruce Willis's character and died. Remember, everyone on that train died, and David Dunn, aka Bruce Willis's character, was the only one to survive. So, in return, Kevin Wendell, James McAvoy's character, his father, Mr. Crumb, actually died on the same train. So, Samuel L. Jackson, Elijah Price's character, feels that he was responsible for making these superhumans. Now, understand that Spencer Treat Clark, aka Joseph Dunn, Charlene Woodard, Elijah's mother, and of course Anna Taylor-Joy, Casey Cook, which is the victim to Kevin Wendell, aka James McAvoy's character, actually have a low connection because they all have caring feelings. Now, the problem I have with Anna Taylor-Joy's character is she was a victim and she was let loose, but she seems to care for James McAvoy's character, which I kind of saw that in Split. But why would you go back to that situation? I mean, I understand now maybe in some ways, but it felt broken. That her character, I like her character, but the problem is I feel her being there was not needed as much as Elijah's mother and Joseph Dunn, David Dunn's son, because they're family. She's not family, so that made that feel broken to me. Second of all is Sarah Paulson, who plays the character of Dr. Ellie Staple, is trying to convince them that they're not heroes. So she's trying to say that's all human traits, but in the end we find out that she's part of a society, aka club, that basically stops superhumans so humans can feel safe, no matter if the superhumans are good or bad. And so, in return, Elijah Price, played by Samuel L. Jackson again, his main plot, this is the big twist, you guys, if you don't understand it, is that he made videos of all these superhumans so it would go viral. Well, that's great. And they sent the videos to Spencer Treat Clark's character, Charlene Woodrow's character of Elijah's mother, and, of course, Anna Taylor-Joy's character, so they can actually make it go viral. First and foremost, I can tell you right now as a YouTuber, it's not easy to make a video viral, okay? So for them to be able to do that is a little mistaken, but I guess if they're superhumans and they got video footage, they can. The thing is, Sarah Paulson's character of Dr. Ellie Staple was trying to stop that from happening, and she runs the society, I'm calling it the club, because they have club tattoos on them. The club, I'm calling it. If there's a different name, tell me, maybe I missed the name. But anyway, so they're trying to stop it, which I think now what's going to happen is M. Night Shyamalan is either making this a trilogy and ending it here, or he is trying to make his own M. Night Shyamalan cinematic universe, which means we're going to have our own realistic superheroes that are going to pop up now. And her character is going to be kind of like what Samuel L. Jackson, Deja Vu's character of Nick Fury is, but just the opposite. Instead of trying to recruit these superheroes, she's going to try to stop them and hinder people from finding out that these heroes exist. I don't know. The thing is if M. Night Shyamalan does this okay, I think it'd be good. But in comparison to what he's done, my thing is I like these movies, but at the same time, I feel they're not the equivalent of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because you go into it or pull back. And I feel he pulls back on it, which is good to make him realistic. But now to make a society that stops superhuman characters kind of makes it a little odd. And I don't know if that's something that can be really translated good into film. In the long run, I like this trilogy. I will buy Glass when it comes out. I did enjoy it. I cannot put it high on a pedestal, unfortunately, compared to any Marvel movies, anything of that nature. It's I like M. Night Shyamalan. I like his twist. I actually did enjoy the twist in this. The twist that he was the mastermind of something bigger and became a sacrifice of Samuel L. Jackson's character, and that's awesome. But then outside of that, I feel like it just drops badly as far as what could be concluded as something spectacular. I've been hearing that the critics have been giving it low numbers, and while fans have been getting high numbers. If you want to call me a critic, and say that mine is considered a critic review, or if you want to call me a fan, as a fan review, I feel like I'm just right in the gray area. I love this movie. Not enough to praise it as 100% great. It's not the greatest way to start 2019, but at the same time, I don't have horrible things to say about outside of a few plot holes of like what they're going to do at the club and never explaining David Dunn's character as far as why he didn't know his ability this whole time. And of course, they also kill off his wife, which he really never cared too much about her, so I don't feel like we feel such sorrow for him. Honestly, Spencer Treat Clark, that plays Joseph Dunn, his son, I feel is a lot more closer in that incident. I feel like he's more objectively, I feel more bad for him than anything else, to be honest with you. But anyway, I want to hear what you guys think. Comment below. Let's have a little talk about Glass. But let's try not to spoil too much. If you're going to put spoilers, please put in big letter spoilers, and then enter a few down below if you want to comment about it. Not to spoil it for anybody else that wants to see the movie, because I still want people to watch this review, but I don't want them to be spoiled. So if you're going to put spoilers, put them in big letters for my readers to see, so they can just move on from your comment, okay? I do not want spoilers below. I don't want spoilers to not be seen from other people that don't want to see it yet, so... but definitely, if you liked Split or you like Unbreakable, then definitely go to see this. If you didn't like either one of those movies, I don't think you're going to like Glass at all. But definitely, again, I hope we can discuss this maybe in a future live stream, something of that nature. But there you guys have it. That's my official review of Glass, M. Night Shyamalan's new movie. If at any point you did like this review, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Come back this Saturday. We're doing the RLG, or tomorrow, I should say. We're doing the RLGPOT, first annual RLGPOT award show with Roblox Games. So come check that out. And as always, I am Puttyman with Gamer Potheads. It's been a joy to do this review for you guys. And as always, we're all about the high score. Peace out, and I'll talk to you all next time. If you play Fortnite, then I would appreciate if you use my supporter creator code in the item shop. It helps me out and costs you nothing. That code is Puttyman_. That's PUTTYMAN with an underscore at the end. Thank you so much.